Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Alicia and today we're going to be budgeting for the week 1 and week 2 of November. So I'm going to go ahead and do both of them in this video today. The rest of these spreads I already did set up in the previous videos with you guys, but today we're going to go ahead and set up both of these. The first one we're going to do is the weekly check-in before we do the weekly balance. And the difference between the two you guys will see as we plan. For this spread, we're going to be balancing out the different categories that we use throughout the month. And then the weekly balance, we will be categorizing and balancing out our checking account that we use. So I'm actually obsessed with this washi here. This is very Thanksgiving-y. I don't know where it cut off because my baby started crying, so I had to step away. I don't remember what I was talking about. But we're laying down the weekly check-in, so that looks good. And then I'm gonna go ahead and do only 4 weeks. I don't do 5 weeks. I used to, but 4 weeks actually works out a lot better for me, especially with the amount of categories that I have. I'm able to fit it all on one page, so 2, 4, 5. 2, 4, 5. I am planning on doing like a kit as well, like a budget monthly view kit, since I've definitely been like missing that for quite some time. So I'm hoping to be able to have that done soon. So we have week 4, 2, 4, 5, and then our last washi, we'll just do this thin one just to close it off. So 2, 4, 5, and then I'm gonna put it right here. Okay, so for these page flags, I'll go ahead and put these down as well. I'm actually really obsessed with this washi up here. I think for the next holiday season, I'm going to have an A5 Daily Duo kit in this pattern along with compact vertical kits. I just don't have them this year round, since you guys might know we had our baby, so I didn't really have time for new releases. Okay, I'm not sure where I left off, but this sheet is now done since I don't use the 5th week and I don't use this page flag. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the lines in for this and I'll be right back. Okay, now the lines are down. I thought I was going to be rolling over funds, but I ended up not. So I'm going to just put a dash into these, since if I don't roll it over at the beginning, I won't be rolling it over at any week throughout the month. So for week 1, it's going to be from the 1st to the 6th, then we have the 7th to the 13th. And then we also have the 14th to 20th, and then 21st to the 30th. We're going to go ahead and just do week 1 and week 2 combined. So I'm going to actually just put like an arrow in here to just mark that we're going to be doing it for this week, since I don't want to just fill in both of the categories. So let's go ahead and go to the monthly. So I don't have any of the expense stickers picked out. I used to have a key, but every single month I kind of just change the colors up depending on like the month. And since I will be having a monthly kit, I am planning on correlating colors with the kit as well. So for this month, let's go ahead and choose out our colors. So we have 5 categories, and I also like to mark unbudgeted in here just to keep track of it, like a visual thing. So we'll do unbudgeted. Then we need, for gas, I'm gonna do the gray one. I think for pups, I'm gonna do yellow, and then we'll do this rose color for groceries, and then we still need one for eating out. Maybe we'll do the blue one. Okay, so these are the categories. We're gonna go ahead and put those down on the side. Hopefully I remembered which one we decided for what. Okay, so I'm not sure where the video cut off Dustin's mom called and I didn't realize that it would stop the recording. So I've been talking to myself for I don't even know how long. So I'm gonna have to try to catch you guys up because I still want to get this video for you guys because I know a lot of you guys have been waiting for the weekly check-ins. But to catch you guys up, I did end up putting all of the categories over here on this side. These are for eating out, groceries, gas allowance, pups, and unbudgeted. These are from the monthly category, and I like to track those in my monthly view. The only 2 days I spent from these categories were the 7th and 9th, which is crazy, but all the other days we did have a bunch of sinking fund transactions. How I track the categories is with the 2 apps that I use, which is the daily budget and then the multi-budget app. So going in here, I'm able to look back on the days I spent money. I have the house category to symbolize sinking funds, so I'm able to track those in here. I'll have to go more in depth with this the next weekly check-in, but if you guys are curious about the apps I use or about the accounts we have set up, I do have a video that I will link below explaining how our checking accounts and savings accounts are all hooked together, how I do the transactions and transfers to each other, and how they're all correlating to each other, as well as the apps that we use. So that will definitely help you guys if this is a little confusing, since I know we are cashless and everything we use is electronic. Hey guys, I just wanted to pop in here just to let you guys know that the rest of this video might be a bit confusing because it was a second retake of it since the recording wasn't recording the first time around. So some of the details and explanations could have been a lot more thorough, and it wasn't. But I do have other videos for previous months that do go over like the whole setup at the beginning, and I'll also for sure talk about it again next week's check-in as well as next month's check-in. But yeah, just a fair warning. So yeah, okay, bye. So far, I already checked in for the weekly check-in. These are for the 5 categories: eating out, groceries, gas allowance, pups. This is from the monthly budget categories here. And those are also the ones in this monthly view. So there's 4 transactions and all of them have already been calculated in here. Now we're on the weekly balance page. For the weekly balance, we're calculating how much we spent from bills, monthly budget, and sinking funds. For bills, we started off with $31.50 since that's what we have budgeted down here to be able to cover all of our variable and fixed bills. And then for a monthly budget, we have $1,000 that's budgeted out. So those are the 2 starting months, and then for sinking funds, we started with $33.85, and then we added $915. So that equals to $4,300, and that's how much we're starting in sinking funds. So for monthly budget, we spent $75 plus $225 plus $100, which is calculated in the monthly budget. And also, again, those are our monthly categories. That in total, we spent $400. So $400 I have here. That means we have a remaining amount of $600. Next, let's do our bills. So for our bills, we have these categories down here. The ones that I have a C next to, these come out of our credit card. I already went ahead and marked off our student loans since these get transferred out of our checking account, and I don't put the C next to them since they don't come out of our checking account, since they don't come out of our credit card. So the payments that came out was our HOA for $80.66 as well, and then the Verizon payment. This one came out too. So those all came out of our checking account that I just looked at. And the checking account that it comes out of is the one that holds the funds for our monthly budget, bills, and sinking funds. And that account at the beginning of the month had $84.50 in there, but of course as bills and everything comes out, it deducts less. So those already came out of the checking account. Now let's check our credit card. Because our credit card, it's on credit, it doesn't come out of our checking account, we have to transfer the money so we can pay our credit card. So for our credit card, Netflix came out, HBO came out, and also our car insurance came out. So I wouldn't have even known that if I didn't check our credit card. Our credit card Our car insurance comes out of our credit card because there's no fee to have it hooked up to our credit card, which means we get 2% cash back with no fee. So that's kind of why we have our that bill hooked up to it. So this is from car insurance. And then this actually came out on the 12th. And it is for $427.20. And it's for insurance that came out. I'm actually going to round up because it just makes my life easier. So I'm going to round up to $428. And then over here, I'll put that it was $427.20. But it just makes it easier for me. Those are all the bills that came out so far. Everything else has not came out yet. Car insurance is a sinking fund, so that's not technically a bill since that comes out only every 6 months. But over here for our bills that come out every month, our mobile came out, which is $154.55. Then we have student loans for $180.06 plus $180.31 plus $10.59 plus the $80.66 and then plus the $15.89. That in total for bills, $622.06 has came out. So we're going to put that over here for bills. And that minus the starting amount of $31.50, that equals to $2,527.94 left over to pay for the rest of our bills. Next, let's do our sinking funds real quick. So for sinking funds, we're going to go ahead and add up all of these amounts here. And I'm going to put a check next to them just so I can visually see that we added these together. So in total from our sinking funds, we've spent $789. So that minus the $4,300 that we started with, that equals to $3,511 left over in our sinking funds. Let's go ahead and add all of this together. In total in this checking account, we should have $6,638.94. So to make that accurate, let's go ahead and do some transfers. So let's do the easiest ones, which is monthly budget and sinking funds. We pay with everything from our credit cards. So that's why for sinking funds and monthly budget, I'm going to go ahead and add this up. So 400 plus 789, that equals $1,189. So that is going to be transferred from our second checking account that holds those funds to our primary checking account that is used to pay for our credit card. Okay, so that's transferred. Next, let's go ahead and do the bills. So for bills, the money that's already taken out of that checking account, we don't have to transfer because that money is already transferred out in a sense where the companies already took out the money. So those would be for like HOA, HBO, mobile, that stuff. The only ones we have to actually transfer out is for credit cards. So the only credit card payments that came out was for Netflix, which has that C, and then HBO has that C as well. So for these two, $10.59 plus $15.89 equals to $26.48 that has to be transferred from this account to primary because primary pays a credit card, and these two payments came out of the credit card. So that money is still in the checking account since the credit card hasn't been paid yet. I realized like since I haven't explained this stuff in quite some time, I might be confusing. So let me know if there's any questions or if there's anything you guys would like me to elaborate more on, because I know that the way I budget it can be a little confusing. But now that everything's been transferred out of our second checking account to our primary checking account, we can go ahead and pay the credit card. But now the balance in here, it is $6,638.94. So we won't balance this account again until next week's weekly check-in. But that is actually going to be it for this video now that everything's good. I hope that you guys still enjoyed it, even though I do apologize for so much footage being cut or not recorded in general, but hopefully next week will definitely be a better week to record, and hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for tuning in as always, and see you guys next time. Bye.